Alright, what's up YouTube? Is One Way Up here, back with another car review. And in front of you I have the 2020 Chevrolet Impala. So the Chevrolet Impala has been a classic car in Chevy's lineup. It's been out since 1958, and this currently is the 10th generation, which is the last generation of the car. They have decided to kill this vehicle off for 2020. So 2020 would be the last year you could get this vehicle. And with 2020 being the last year, they've cut away one of the trims. So before, you can get this in the LS, LT, and Premier trim, but they got rid of the Premier trim for 2020. But looking at this car, as you can see, it is a big full-size sedan. This car has plenty of space. Now, its luxury brother, which would be the Cadillac XTS, has been used for taxis in New York City a lot, but this shares the same platform and it has plenty of room. It is a big, large sedan, and I do like that about it. This vehicle is over 200 inches long, I believe, so it's about the same length as a Nissan Pathfinder, which is crazy. But moving over to the back of the car, as you can see, this is the LT trim, so this is the lower end trim that you can get for this vehicle. But one thing I do like is that they made all Impalas come with a V6. As you can see, the V6 logo right there. So they got rid of the 4-cylinder option for 2020. But moving over to the side, you have the tail lights. It doesn't look like there's too many details on the interior, but this is what you get with the LT trim. With the Premier, you do get a little spoiler. You get some chrome striping along the bottom of the door, and chrome door handles, chrome side mirrors. It does look a little bit better. But one thing I do like about the Impala is that logo right there. And you do get keyless entry on all 4 doors, which is cool. You get an Impala badge right there on the bottom. Turn signals do light up in the side view mirrors. And yeah, it's a great looking car. I think it's big, it's comfortable. It doesn't really stand out that much on the road, but I do feel really good driving the Chevy Impala. I'm definitely going to miss this vehicle. So looking at the front, the grille, this one does not have the fog lights, but the Premier does. And the headlights are not LED, but you do get the LED headlights on the Premier trim. So moving over to the driver's side door, car is keyless, like I said, and remote start. Just press this button to lock and unlock the door. And giving you guys a quick look inside. One thing I noticed, and I do love that they did, is that they have the striping going along the door over here and at the bottom of the handle. Looks really nice. I do like its soft touch from top all the way down to the armrest. Below here is going to be plastic, but it does look very nice. I like the handle. Everything just looks nice and clean about the door. Give you guys a look at the seats. Now, these seats are very, very comfortable. That's one thing that I absolutely love about a lot of American cars, but this one in particular, the seats are wider. This is a nice leather. It doesn't feel cheap, and it feels very plush and comfortable when you sit in this car. Another thing I absolutely love is the headrest. I do love how there's an option to adjust it forward and backwards along with up and down, so that you could have your head more comfortable as you drive. But absolutely love these seats. Very comfortable car. Giving you guys a look at the interior. Pretty straightforward and standard. Now with the Premier trim, you do get stitching that runs along the sides of the seats, which adds a little bit extra to the interior. And instead of this chrome or silver piece running along the center and onto the doors, it would be a light up bar that lights up at night, which looks pretty cool, but you only get that in the Premier trim. So your start button would be right here. You have the chimes Chevrolet MyLink pops up on the screen. Now I'm gonna pop the hood and just give you some information about the engine specs. Okay, so opening up the Chevy Impala, you do have a 305 horsepower V6 engine. You know, good amount of power. It's also connected to a 6-speed automatic transmission. So no complaints about the engine power and transmission. And I do like that they got rid of the 4-cylinder option for 2020. So, you know, you have no troubles merging onto highways, speeding up, you know, decent amount of power for a car of this size, which is just what it needs. Now, my only complaint about the driving is that it's front wheel drive. This car does feel very, very front heavy. So if you're going to drive at high speeds or drive aggressively, you kind of want to make sure your steering is on point, because this car is very, very front heavy. So they should have at least given the option of all-wheel drive for this car. But we just exit this out the screen. So steering wheel is a little bit outdated in my opinion. It looks a little bit outdated. The one on the Malibu looks more modern, but it doesn't look terrible, so I don't really have too many complaints about it. Now moving over to the side, this car does have a lot of space in its compartments. So right here you do have a nice compartment there to put some other items that you have. This part of the door, you have a ton of space, so you can fit a good sized bottle right here, but also you have even more space back here where you can lay a bottle on the side that can't fit there or something else, and then you also have more storage space over there. So a little bit of space over here. Automatic windows are down. Parking brake. And moving over to the center of the display, you have your speed, fuel economy, you know, your basic gauges that you would see in different vehicles. Basic, you know, speedometer, nothing really standing out too much about it, but I have no complaints about that. Over here to the center screen, you have a decent sized screen. Everything pretty much works. Chevy's Uconnect, or not Uconnect, MyLink works, you know, pretty fine. No issues with it. The only thing about this screen is that it's not as sharp as other touchscreens in other vehicles, but it is not terrible. So another cool thing about the screen or this vehicle is that you have an option to raise the screen up, and that reveals an extra compartment. If you can put probably your phone in there and leave it charged, or if you want to hide something away, that's a good feature that they added to this vehicle. So you have your climate controls here. This is dual zone. Over here you do have a nice design. It makes it look like it's wood, but it's not real wood, but I think it looks nice. You have an extra compartment there. In the Premier model, you do get wireless charging in that spot instead. But you do have extra space over here, which is cool. Traction control. Now your heated and ventilated seats would be here for the driver and passenger if you were to have the Premier model. This car does have automated manual mode that you can shift, but honestly they really shouldn't have put that in, because this is kind of cheesy if you're going to shift by pushing buttons on the shifter. You'd be better off actually moving the shifter, but other than that I don't use it, so I'm not really going to complain. Get a nice center armrest right here, very soft and plush, and when you open it up you do get a good amount of space. So as you can see, there are stuff in here, but so you might not get the full view of it, but you have a compartment up here where you can put things, and it does go pretty deep inside the center armrest, so that's a good thing about this car. But the materials are nice, you know, it doesn't feel that cheap. It's a step above their mid-size sedan, the Chevy Malibu, and I think it's a great car. It's very comfortable on the road. You know, it's big, the seats are comfortable, it drives nicely. Definitely a car I'm going to be sad to see go. But one thing I don't like about Chevy cars is that they don't have the holder here to put your sunglasses or glasses in general, whatever you use. But you do have OnStar, and the lights are a nice color. I do like that it's not that yellowish, cheap looking color that you get in other vehicles. Okay, so now let me show you guys the back seat where you will have a crazy amount of space. So let me just pry my seat up a little bit. Let me just open this. Okay, so opening up the back seat of the Chevy Impala. This car has a crazy amount of rear leg room. I mean, this vehicle's been used as taxis, and I could definitely see why. I'm going to step into this back seat, and I'm 6'3". People taller than me should have no issues sitting back here. I do have over like 7 inches of leg room to the seat in front of me, and the passenger seat, you know, is a little bit further back than mine, and anyone about 6'3", 6'4" should have no issues sitting back here. Even if you're taller, you know, you slide the seat up a little bit, you'll be fine. Headroom is very good in this car as well. I'm sitting straight up and my head is not touching the ceiling, which is very good. In other vehicles, my head would be touching the ceiling if I was to sit straight up or lean a little bit to the side. But overall, if you're looking to carry people in the back of this car or use it as a taxi for Uber or whatever you want to do, plenty of space. Your rear occupants would be very comfortable and satisfied here in the back. Now, there's no climate control option, but you do get vents in the back and a little space to rest some things. And now, stepping outside, I'm going to show you guys the trunk. This car has a huge trunk, over 18.8 cubic feet of space, which is crazy. You can fit so much back in this trunk. Let me move this out the way real quick. But yeah, giving you guys a look at the trunk. The trunk goes very far back, and it's wide. You have no issues getting anything in because it opens, you know, widely, so there's nothing blocking you from putting anything in and out of it. You do have a little bit of space on the sides right there, but this car has a very big trunk, which is good. Alright guys, so that concludes my review / walkthrough of the 2020 Chevrolet Impala. Like I said, I'm definitely going to miss this car. It's a great, underrated, underappreciated sedan that Chevy offered, but it looks like they decided to go in a new direction with it. But definitely, if you can pick one of these up and you're thinking about it, you know, it would not be a bad buy. If you are, I would say go with the Premier model because you're going to get more features and it's going to make you appreciate the car just that much more. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.